Hello, welcome. This is Patty Bennett. I have great cards to share with you today. They are called Double Z fold cards. So that's what they look like from the top. It's the same design, two very different papers. We are going to be creating this one live together, and I'll also show you some tips for this one. So today, if you're watching live, today is Friday, January 12th at 11 a.m. Pacific time on my Facebook business page. But you might be watching the replay on Facebook or on my blog or on my YouTube channel, and I just appreciate no matter where you're joining me. So thank you. If you are joining my Facebook Live, could you please just say hi, just so that I know that I'm in the right place and that I have someone watching. Hey, I see Kim and Pam and Anne. Okay, thank you so much for letting me know that you're here. At least I know I'm in the right spot. So again, we are going to be making double Z fold cards today. If you are watching a replay, just skip ahead about 30 seconds, maybe 60 seconds, while I welcome all of our live viewers, and then we will start crafting together. Hey, Mary from Liberty, Missouri. Oh, it's freezing outside. Yeah, there's a lot of cold weather across the country right now. This morning it was 39 here in the San Francisco Bay Area when I got up. That's pretty cold, right? So yeah. Hey, Janet. Hello, Carol. Yes, happy Friday. Hi, Diana in Oregon. Ooh, blizzard country. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It's, I know, the weather is just like, wow. So, this is Patty Bennett. Welcome if you're just joining the live. I blog at pattystamps.com, and the project photos and the dimensions I'm going to share with you will be available at pattystamps.com on Saturday, January 13th, and Sunday, January 14th. I have this one coming up tomorrow, this one coming up the day after. You might be watching after that. That's fine as well. On YouTube, I'm going to link to these two posts after they are live, so you should be able to find those. I will also have all the supplies in my blog posts, as well as... let me just show you what I printed out. I have all the dimensions, so we'll be going over that. I'll let you take a screenshot later, or it will be on my blog, pattystamps.com, if you would like to pin that or print that, or however you save information. If you are watching on YouTube, I do have a favor to ask you. If you could go ahead and subscribe to my channel. I never say that, but yet at the same time, I'm working towards a goal, and I'm getting very close for 40,000 subscribers. And I'd really love it if you aren't already subscribed, that you would subscribe on YouTube. So again, that's on YouTube. So just a little plug there. Hey, in Sydney, Australia, 6 a.m. Wow, Christine, that is dedication to be up that early. Hi, Shan. Hello, Holly, Randy, Mary, Kim, Robin. Hello, everybody joining in. So glad you're here. So we are going to make double Z fold cards. All of these supplies are Stampin' Up supplies. They are either in the new mini catalog or they are part of Celebration. So let me grab those two catalogs. So mini catalog, you're going to find the Lavender Suite, and Celebration, you're going to find the Trusty Tools. Celebration simply means it's a limited time offering and the products cannot be purchased. They are free gifts with your online purchases. So if you need to purchase anything, if you need catalogs, any of that, you can go to pattystamps.com and you can find the catalog request button or the shop button there. I had this card in mind. I actually showed this to you a few weeks ago when we talked about Celebration products. I had this in my head. It was all envisioned. It came together really easily because the dimensions are super easy for this one. You're going to love it, how easy it is to make this. And then I thought, well, I'll just do a separate video because it was going to take too long to add to the video a couple weeks ago. And I decided to also make one with the Perennial Lavender. Isn't this pretty? And the new butterflies, the paper butterflies, they have the same dimensions for both projects. So it shows you how easily you could adapt from, one theme or paper or whatever to another. Aren't they pretty? I love these. It's super easy. So let's go over the supplies. I've used the Perennial Lavender paper for one of them. Lots of great patterns on here. Colors, beautiful. Berry Burst, Blackberry Bliss, Freesia, Grape, Heather, Lagoon, Orchid Oasis, Peacock, Spruce, and Starry Sky. Lots of colors in this particular paper. And that's sort of like the his and the her. So, or, I know that it could go either way. Maybe you have gals in your life who love tools, and maybe you have men who are gardeners. So, I'm not trying to categorize, just kind of saying it's kind of fun, his and hers, to think of it that way. And then this Trusty Toolbox paper is absolutely the best for anybody in your life who loves tools, who has a tool chest, who likes to organize or collect their tools. So I'll show you how I used that paper. The Perennial Lavender Suite has the Painted Lavender Bundle. And I honestly think that Stampin' Up! Likes to do this to us so that we learn to spell new words. So perennial, I can never remember if it has 2 R's or 2 N's, but now I can remember because I've been typing this for the past couple weeks. And lavender, I swear, I always want to end it with an AR. I don't know why. So they've drilled into my head how to spell perennial lavender now. So I got that down. I did use some of the images in the stamp set for the card, so I'll show you that. And then if you wanted to kind of go a step further and stamp and die cut, you can do that. I didn't. I just simply stamped right onto the cardstock, so I'll show you that. But if you wanted to add even more to this card, you could stamp and die cut as well. So that's an option. And then the toolbox card features the Trusty Tools bundle. So stamp set and dies can be used to stamp and color, or stamp and fill in. Like this handle, you can fill in with the solid image. Same with this one, same with the paintbrush, same with the tape measure and the pencil, or you could stamp the outline and totally color it. So completely up to you. I've done both. I like both. And then the bonus is that these dies will cut out the tools from the 12 by 12 paper. There's this sheet and this sheet, and they have different tools and different things that you can cut out with the dies. Or you could use paper snips. If you didn't want to get this bundle and you just wanted to get some free paper, you could use your paper snips and cut out. So those are the supplies I'm using. There are, of course, options. And then let's look at this. I'm going to leave this here just for a minute in case you want to take a screenshot. It will be on pattystamps.com tomorrow. These are the supplies, and I'll show you just so you can kind of get an idea. This is the card base here. It's just your standard 4 1/4 by 11 scored in half. So there's the half, and then this half is scored again. So 2 3/4, 5 1/2. Very simple for that, for the base. This piece, which lets you actually have the double part of the Z fold, super simple, 3 by 9, scored at 3 and 6, so that you have 3 squares. Super, super simple. I have 4 pieces, and I actually did more because sometimes I like options of what colors or patterns I want to use. 4 pieces at 2 1/2 by 4. So again, super easy measurements. one piece 4 by 5 1/4. I have 3 pieces of DSP that are cut at 2 3/4 inches square. And then to layer on top, I used my Stylish Shapes dies for the kind of stitched. Can you see? Yeah, you can see the border. The Stylish Shapes dies layer nicely onto here, or if you didn't have that or you have something else, it's basically a 2 1/4 inch square in white. So 3 of those. And I've actually stamped on some, so I'll show you that. So that's the basic pieces of this card. For today, I actually did die cut some gorgeous grape in addition to the Highland Heather, and I'm going to try out that piece. So you can see here, my base card is the Highland Heather, and that Z-fold piece is the Lost Lagoon. But for this card today, we're going to do grape, and I'm going to see how that looks. I don't know which one I'm going to end up liking better, but I just decided, why not? Let's try a different color. Sometimes we do that, right? Let me just, Tammy says this makes me so happy. Yes, because I'm using purple. Oh, thank you. I love that you are learning new things and enjoying this. I'm just scrolling back on the live comments. Let me see if there was a question that I needed to answer. I don't think there's any questions yet, so that's good. Yeah, it's a great design, Melinda. It's very easy to use, to cut and to remember. There aren't any complicated like 8ths or 16ths. And I just love it when it's like 3, 6, 9. That just makes it easy, right? I love that. So again, this will be on pattystamps.com on Saturday, the January 13th and Sunday, January 14th, if you prefer to like pin it onto your Pinterest board. So let's go ahead and decorate the base card, and it is Highland Heather, but use what you'd like. It doesn't have to be this paper or these colors. You can do what you'd like. I'm choosing that for the background. You can see it's the same piece. I think it was from the same piece, just cut in a different part of the piece of 12 by 12. And then these pieces that are the 2.5 by 4, we can select what we want to put on those left 2 panels. And then I went ahead and decorated the back because why not, right? So I thought, what the heck? We can just use up all our pretty paper here and decorate to our heart's content. So we'll first do the larger panel. And I like liquid glue. I also love the seal. You can use whatever adhesive you prefer. 4 by 5 1/4 on that piece. And then, before I glue, I'm just going to hold this piece on here. And I really like the grape and these darker colors, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that one. For this middle piece, do I want to add a little more green? I don't want to use that one. This is just like that, so we'll save that for the back. Do we want to really accentuate? Oh, I really kind of like that. Tammy, did you hear that? I like that. It's purple. I like that. Okay, I would say one of those so far is winning. That's the same, so we don't need that. And that is like this. So, okay, so it's down to purple or green for that center panel. You know what? I'm going to go with the purple. Tammy, if you have fainted, I apologize. Tammy says purple. I just read your comment. I love it. I know. It's like, who is this person that has abducted Patty Bennett and is using purple? Nothing against purple. It's just not my go-to. You've followed me here long enough. You all know my go-to colors are the Poppy Parade, the Sweet Sorbet, I love Calypso Coral. One of my favorites was Mango Melody, but you know, Stampin' Up decided that's no longer a relevant color, so whatever. They didn't ask me, and I'm sad because I would have kept Mango Melody forever. It's not that I don't like this piece. I just don't feel like it goes with this. So that's just a no for me. I think I might do those on the back. Those? Oh, those. Oh, I like that. Kind of the more petite patterns. Let's do that. I like that. I'm going to put those on the back. Part of the reason I'm doing the back is just, number one, just to make it pretty. But number two, use up your paper. Like, I don't know about you, but honest to goodness, I hoard this paper, any paper. And I always am thinking to myself, oh, I need to save that. Oh, I need to save that. Well, for what? Save it for what? I don't know. Buy another pack if you absolutely have to have another pack of it and you won't use it. So I'm using it. I am using it. You know what it reminds me of? I think back to when I was a kid and we had the white linen couch in the living room and nobody could sit on it because they were saving it. For what? I don't know. Nobody ever sat on it. We had a white linen couch. Yeah. Family room had the black fake leather sofa, so we all sat on that, but nobody ever sat on the white sofa until grandparents came over. That was like the only day. Anyway, don't save it. Use it. That's my point. Okay. Sorry. That was like really rambly. It just reminded me of that, and I just kind of cracked up. Ooh, look at those patterns together. That's kind of nice. And they're going to be kind of hidden because if we do what I did above, let's see, I think, yeah, I'm going to do a plain one with a greeting. So they're kind of hidden. It's not like they super show, but I think I kind of like that. You get the idea, but it's not overwhelming, and the patterns all still go together. Let's see. Yep, you need to be liberated, Robin, and use that paper. Yay! Peggy's using her paper. Yep, it was for company, Mary. That is exactly it. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, Lindsay Patricia, she says, I'm still sore about Mango Melody. Me too. Man, I miss that color. There is no substitute. Okay, so we'll go with this. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do one at a time so I don't lose my train of thought here and get it mixed up. And we're going to add the beautiful paper butterflies. Man, these butterflies are, ooh. No, I'm going to go with what I said. These butterflies are beautiful. They're super simple to color with any color. You could spritz on them. You can color with markers or blends. You can do what we're going to do with our blending brush to add quick color. Man, they are just stunning. And I don't know, I think they're a super good value as well. Okay, now I have found that before you glue this piece onto the base, it really is easier to go ahead and decorate. I did the decorating after because I really wasn't sure what I was doing, and it was kind of hard because see how this doesn't lay flat? See that? The way I have it glued, it folds up nice and flat. But when you open it, this doesn't push down to be flat. So it was a little fidgety to decorate when it's all assembled. So I'm going to decorate while it's flat and then we will assemble. So let me scoot this up and I'll show you what I did on these squares to decorate them. And if you tuned in late, these squares are from the Stylish Shapes. And let me just grab it so I can tell you which one it was. I think it's second to largest, but let me double check because I know someone will ask. Yep. So second to largest of the squares in Stylish Shapes. That's what I used. And it layers nicely. If you don't have that or you have something different, any 2 1/4 inch square will work just fine. But I loved the little stitching detail that this allowed. I thought that was really pretty. So I have this one and this one. These are the 2 that I used. You could do any of the various. You know what? I think I'm going to add, since this one has less green, I'm going to do this on one of them. So we'll add that with Lost Lagoon. Alrighty, so we have that, and I used Highland Heather, but I stamped off because I didn't want it that dark. This is just a little background for behind the butterfly. So that's that one. And oh, Debbie says she's been experimenting with this suite and she loves it. I agree. It's really beautiful. I'll admit, when I first saw the catalog, I was like, don't really need lavender, but I'm always wrong. I'm always wrong. Whenever I say I don't need it, I always need it. Yeah, that's just me. Let's see what else. Hi, Fran. Welcome. Yes, issues with chopping. Yeah, I know. The sofa, too funny, right, Diana? I know. All right, love it, chop it. That is right, Lindsay. I love that Kylie and Bruno have their love it, chop it. So let me find my marker here. I'm going to show you what I did to get the 2 colors. I inked kind of at the top there. I think, yeah, you can see that. With the purple, this is the, let me make sure, Highland Heather ink pad. But then to get green stems, I used my Lost Lagoon marker. And my first swipe here is kind of removing any of that purple ink. Okay, I'm using it kind of as a remover. And then I'm going to go back and just add some of the Lost Lagoon ink onto those stems at the bottom. I know there's different ways you can do that, but that's just what I did with it. And then when you stamp, you get, that was funny. When you stamp, you get the 2-tone. So there's different ways to accomplish that. That's just what I did with it. And then I'm just going to experiment a little here. And on a 3rd square, so that would be the middle one. On this one, I'm going to grab my Lost Lagoon ink. And I'm going to just try for a really subtle, like maybe stamped off 2, 3 times. Oh, that's really, really light. But let's see. I'm not going to stamp it super hard. And I'm just going to kind of get, we'll see how it looks. A really faint. Oops. Well, that was really faint, wasn't it? Really super faint. Yeah, just, I don't know. We'll see. I'll stamp the greeting on it and we'll see if we like it. If we don't, then we won't use that piece. But it was in my brain and I wanted to try it. And then for the greetings, you could use absolutely any greeting set you have. This is part of the huge mega suite. Let me show you in the catalog. This one, 20, oh my gosh, I remembered. 24. So in this mega suite, This is the bundle that we were just, or the stamp set that we were just using. I didn't actually use the dies, but you could. And then in this mega suite, there are these really fun postage stamp style dies and this greeting set. This is a great set. So I did use sending love and best wishes up here on this one, but I thought we would make this one with the Mother's Day greeting. And then if you just flip to the page before, that shows you the designer paper that we've been using. Here are the butterflies we are going to use. And then I added the purple gems. I know Tammy's still fainting that I'm using all this, but that's my job, is to keep people on their toes, right? So Mother's Day, let's see, I don't have this one mounted yet, so bear with me. Happy Mother's Day. And I do wish that I still had my mom to send this to, but I will be sending it to my father-in-law's wife because she's a mom, and I will send it to her. So you do this because I forgot to do this recently. I showed you this on a recent video, and this is how I keep my red rubber stamps from sticking too much in the case or on a clear block. This happens and it's really frustrating. So what I do is I put just a tiny snippet of washi tape somewhere on the stamp. And then this, so when you have it on your block, you might have noticed that our stickers are so super sticky that sometimes if you leave it on your block or you leave it stuck inside your clear case for too long, you basically can't get it off. At least it happens to me. So the solution is that teeny little strip of washi tape that allows you to put your finger under there because that's not stuck down. And then it allows you to really easily remove your stamp from either your block or your case. So I know I've shown that several times. Sorry if that's a repeat, but I think it's worth re-mentioning. Is that a word? Reminding. That's a better word. So let me see. I'm going to stamp it without those little grassy ferny things, and let's see which one we like better. We can decide when we stick it on. So again, just allows you to put your finger under there and pick up that image without it being stuck to the block. I don't know where I learned that tip from, but I'm going to tell you where this comes in really handy for any of you that do any type of classes or events. When your stamp is stuck on your block for hours, and if you're like me, you would prep your stamp projects and your blocks and your stamps and everything like way ahead, like the night before or days before, and your stamp is stuck on that block for days, basically you can't get it off without ruining it. So yeah, there's my tip there. Oh, no, you know what? On this one, I'm going to pop it up. Let me wipe this glue off. And I'll tell you why I only popped up this left one, because when you fold this, if all of those squares were popped up, this would like only fold to about there, and it would be super thick, and you'd probably have to pay $4.50 to mail it as a package. So I only popped up the top square. And you know me, my favorite handy dandy trusty foam adhesive sheets that I just love. So that's what we're going to do for the left one. The others will be glued just flat. I guess that's the right way to say it. Okay. And then this one in the center, and then we have to decide if we like those little leaf backgrounds or not. I'm not 100% sold on it, but let's lay it on here and see what we think. So that's with the little leaf pieces, and that's without. I don't know. I could go kind of either way on that, but yes, Robin, back to the discussion on pulling the stamp off the clear block. I have actually ripped that foam and whatnot in the past, and that's why I do this system with the washi tape. Okay, Fran says without, Debbie says with. Well, that doesn't help, Mary, because when it's a tie, it doesn't. You guys are tied, right? With and without. Here's what I'm thinking. When we add the butterflies, this might be a little much, maybe. So I'm going to go, I don't know. Okay, you know what? I'm just going to be brave. I'm just going to do it. We'll save that one for a different project. Let's just be brave here. So then we have to color our butterflies and add those, and then I'll show you how this gets glued together. So we have this pack of butterflies. These are so pretty. These are called paper butterfly accents. So the package looks like this, shrink wrapped. And let me, so that I say this correctly, let me just look in the catalog to make sure. So there are 40 total butterflies, 8 each of 5 sizes. So each sheet has 5 butterflies, and there are 8 sheets. So quite a great value. It is $8 for the whole pack. I have found that I like to leave them inside their little openings to color them. For me, it's just easier. I don't like kind of chasing them around the page, so to speak. So I have a mini blending brush. You could use a sponge dauber. You could use the bigger blending brush, whatever works for you. I am using Highland Heather. And you can either, if you want it kind of two-tone, you can either start in the middle and gently blend outwards, or you could start on the edges and blend inward if you want this kind of a two-tone where it has lights and darks. And then I'll show you when you pop these out, they're just really beautiful. Let's do one in grape so that you can see it just a little bit darker. So I'm going to just go up the center first. And then I'm just going to gently let the color spread to the outside on this one. And then on this one, I think this one might be too big for our project, but I'm going to go ahead and color it because I'll probably use it on a different lavender project. On this one, we could do the edges and then come in towards the center. And I'll tell you, if you watched last week when we were ink blending using the glass mat underneath, you can get a really smooth, more vibrant look if you are using the glass mat. I don't know, it's like a magical difference, and it just allows you to spread more ink. And remember how we were picking up the ink off the glass mat so that you're not wasting any? So I really love that glass mat, and I did find that my camera doesn't care for it in the background of a video, which is why I'm not using it today. It was all the grid lines were giving it kind of my camera lens trouble seeing. So that's why we are just back to the gray mat in the background. But you could do multiple colors. You can color them however you'd like. Oh, that's pretty. That would be fun to do a background. I should have done that on just a piece of white cardstock, and we could have had a beautiful background there. But when you pop these out, which, by the way, look how easy they pop out. They're just super, super easy to pop out, which is nice. Look how beautiful they are. Look at that. Oh my goodness. So you could do a sheet in purples, you could do a sheet in yellows or pinks or blues, you could do whatever and have them handy and just leave them in the sheet for super easy storage. I think that would be super, super duper. Oh, thank you, Cindy. She said she shared my video with her friends who like to stamp. Thank you. Yes, it's a beautiful bundle. Hi, Cindy in North Dakota. Let's see. Oh, Shan just asked, how come I'm not using the glass mat? Yeah, that's why. It's just because the my camera was having trouble with all those grid lines. And so I learned my lesson. My video last week was not as sharp as it usually is. So I'm back to the gray mat. So that's why. Yes, Robin, mango would be beautiful with this because of the complementary colors. Absolutely, it would have been beautiful. Okay, so let's decorate. I think I'll do sort of a similar sizing to my sample up there. If I did that, or maybe... So I have an idea. So I think I would rather have this butterfly going this direction. So easy fix. We'll just color it again. Let's see if there's a little bit of ink here to use up on my brush. Put a little bit over here. There we go. See what an easy fix that was. Now, I don't know. I think, yeah, that's obviously too big to use over here. So we won't be doing that one. But what if, just thinking, I don't know, how would that look? And then if we had a little baby one, I don't know, kind of big. Oh, you know what? Then it's like two of the same. I don't like that. I'm going to save this big one for a different project. I think maybe we'll do something like this. Yeah, and then we'll skip the butterfly here because we have the stamped image in the back, kind of that grass that, oh, here, you can't see that one, sorry. Yeah, I like that. So we're going to glue the butterflies and then turn the big one around. I just think that big one is too big for what I want here. Now you can have, if you're sticking something on like this, you can have it stick up above or below, but you don't want it to go beyond those fold lines because it will get folded up. So I'm being careful to scoot it in, but it's okay that it's sticking up above. So just remember that when you are gluing. Okay, I'm just going to let these dry for just a minute before I pick this up and fold it and show you how to glue it. I will show you that I am using the purple shimmer gems. We talked about this a couple weeks ago when we were making a project with Moody Mauve, and I called your attention to the fact that the bottom section is beautiful with Moody Mauve. And actually, look, it would be beautiful on this project as well. So really you could use, I think, any of these purples on this project. The pinkish reddish in here is what is picking up this color. Can you see those okay? So that there's 3 different shades of purples in here. Really, I think any of them would look great with this. So I'm a little undecided at the moment. I think maybe I'll do the light one. All right, so to assemble, this has been scored, remember, just at 3 and 6. So super easy. Oh my gosh, my stomach just growled. I'm hungry. Did you hear that? That's embarrassing. Anyway, it's almost lunchtime. So what I did was I put adhesive on this top square. You can see you see that? About 2/3 of it is going to get stuck down. I just kind of wanted a somewhat equal border. You know, give or take. I'm not going to get out a ruler and measure. But I just used my liquid glue and it is holding fine. If you're worried, you could use Seal Plus. You could also use tear and tape or anything stronger that you have. Just going to hold this for a minute. So again, do you see it's roughly 2/3 of it, give or take, is stuck down, and then there's about 1/3 of it that's hanging over here. I'm just making sure that it's pretty straight. I think so. I think that's straight. Okay, let that sit for just a minute. Here's what I was talking about with the butterflies. They can go above and below, but don't let it go on those beyond those creases so that it gets folded. Okay, and then this is so easy. Add adhesive to the entire back. Okay, fold this up and then just close it. And then, ta-da! Isn't that easy? And there are different ways you could do this, but that's just what I did so that it's all lined up behind itself when it's closed and the recipient opens it out of the envelope and then they're like, oh my gosh, look at how pretty that is, right? And then they love that. So that's what I did. You can do it however you want. And look at the difference. The one on top, I used the Lost Lagoon for that center section. And like with this piece of DSP, I played up the green a little bit more. And then on this one, I've got the Gorgeous Grape for that middle section. And with that piece of DSP, I've played up the purple a little bit more. So same exact thing, but just a little different color overall. Which one do you like better? Let me know. Comment, please. I would love to know. And then I am going to pick, I'm going to go with the light one because you can see here I haven't used the light one yet. And it's always nice to do just little clusters of 3 that seems to be pleasing to the eye. I am not going to put any here in the middle, because when you fold this up, I don't want that to be extra, extra lumpy, but I am going to put some on the front, and I'm going to use them kind of for the head of each butterfly. And then I'm going to do another little cluster of 3. So 3 on the front, 3 on the back, and they're not overlapping so that it gets extra thick. There you go. Aren't those fun? So super simple to make. And just to go back to the dad card, I was going to show you that I stamped dad from the stamp set, as well as you're the most awesome. So I'll show you those. So dad, and you're the most awesome. Okay, stamped those. And then these pieces I either stamped and colored with my blends, or some of them I just die cut right out of the paper. And same exact measurements, decorated the back, pulled the colors in from the paper, and it's just Coastal Cabana and Real Red. And then this one is Lost Lagoon. And just, yeah, just fun colors for that card. I like this one a lot. I'm saving it for who lives here, who loves his tool chest and his tools. So let's see. Did you all vote? Okay, Anne likes the green. Cindy likes the green. Christine likes the purple. Patricia likes the purple. Jan says purple. Maggie says, I'm not a purple person either, but I like the purple background better. Purple. The darker butterflies. Okay. But Purple Lagoon. Okay, you guys are almost split in half with your which one you like better. Yeah, I do like them both. I'm glad I tried it though. I think I do like them equally. I really do. But I agree on the darker purple. I think I like that contrast with the really dark and the white. So yeah, I just didn't put as much ink on these, but I like it. I like them both. So that is the Double Z fold card, my friends. And again, if you tuned in late, you can check out my blog, pattystamps.com, starting tomorrow, January 13th. I will have the Perennial Lavender card on there, this one, all the supplies, and then this cheat sheet if you wanted to print that out for all the measurements, that will be there. And then on Sunday, January 14th, the Trusty Toolbox, whatever it's called, will be there again with all the supplies and the measurements. If you don't have a demonstrator, you can shop with me through my blog. You can also click the link in the description and you can request catalogs on my blog. I'm happy to answer questions and help you if you don't have a demonstrator. So what I'm going to do is hang out for a minute here and see if you have any questions about the project today, about the fold or whatever. And if not, then you can hop off and go enjoy the rest of your day or your lunch or your weekend or, whatever it is, depending on where you live. Let me just catch up on comments. Oh, thank you. Sarah says this was great. Fran likes them too. Thank you. Thanks, Annette. Thanks, Janet and Randy. Thank you, Mary, Maggie, Stacy. Thank you, everybody. So kind of you. You're welcome, Patricia. I'm glad that you liked it. I'm so glad. Thanks, Sarah. You are so sweet. Thanks, Melissa. Anybody have questions? Yep. Claire, you're welcome to watch the replay. Thank you, Julie and Lisa. So sweet of you. The measurement of the card base, 4 1/4 by 11. Just a standard half a sheet and then scored in half at 5 1/2 and again at 2 3/4. Diana says, I've never seen you make an ugly card. Well, that could be because some of them are in the garbage can or the recycle bin. It does happen. Melissa says, do you think this suite will sell out fast? The dies are already sold out. So, sorry, sometimes fingers don't work. These dies are already sold out. They are coming back in stock in a couple of weeks, about 2.5 weeks. They'll be back in stock. So yes, I think this is probably the most popular suite in the catalog and it could sell out. That paper could sell out quickly. Robin says, where do I get my washi tape? Well, I haven't bought any in ages because I have rolls and rolls and rolls left over from when Stampin' Up sold it. So I have not bought any in years. I just use up my washi tape that I have. How do you keep the ink off your fingers when blending? Well, one tip is leaving these in the sheet as you're blending, because then you don't have to hold on to them. But if you have something that's not part of a sheet like this, like maybe you have a die cut and you need to blend it, the only thing I can really say is that you just, as you're holding it down and you're blending, you're just going to have to keep moving your fingers to not get the ink on them. You are welcome, Sharon. So glad you're here. I didn't know you were on here. Thanks for joining me. Well, friends, there we go. Another week in the books. Do you know it's been almost 4 whole years of Friday Lives, because I started when, the world shut down in 2020. So this March will be 4 years of Friday Lives. And yes, I have skipped a few here and there, but for the most part, I have been here almost every Friday with you. So if you're watching on YouTube, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel so that you get all of those videos. And if you just watch me on Facebook, if you like or follow my Facebook business page, it can alert you to when I am live. So I just appreciate that you've been following me for so long here. My YouTube channel, gosh, I think I started that in 2008. So that's a lot of videos on there, and they're all free on there for you. So thank you again for following along. I appreciate you. So I am going to go make myself a little bit of lunch to stop my tummy from grumbling and reminding me that it is lunchtime. And I will see you all here next Friday. Thanks again, everybody. Bye-bye.